Hey guys, this is Scott Hess, Kingsland University Admissions Advisor. Welcome to this presentation. This is a brief overview of our deferred payment option, our income sharing agreement. If you're watching this video, more likely than not, you and I met one-on-one fairly recently, and you expressed an interest in Kingsland University's Zero to Blockchain or our Blockchain Certificate program. Well, the great news is obviously being here today, we now have an in-house financing option, and that's what I'm here to share with you exactly how this works. So you guys, here at Kingsland, we know how this goes. You can't print money on demand. You can't just go out and get a $20,000 loan or $10,000 loan or $5,000 loan anytime you want, just cranking money out on a whim. You can't climb that mountain of cash that we sometimes need in order to get ahead and do the things that we want to do. Sometimes we need help up that mountain. And in order to have those eventual breakthroughs, the financial freedom, sometimes you guys, we just need a little help to break free and break through. And that's what Kingsland University's income sharing agreement is all about. So allow me to introduce our income sharing agreement, which we will frequently refer to as our ISA. But what is an ISA, an income sharing agreement? It's very simple, you guys. It's a partnership between you and Kingsland University. We do the equivalent of funding your tuition and deferring any and all payments. And in fact, you agree to pay back a preset flat sum of money, but only after you're done with your education and you're out there actually working and making money. You actually have to be out in the workforce making money before you ever pay us a penny. But how does the Kingsland University ISA actually work though? Well, first of all, you guys, again, deferred payments. That's the first thing to point out. You are never going to pay a single penny during your education. You are going to get your certificate in hand, do our entire education, all your courses, all of your classwork, every single thing done without fail, and you will not have to pay a red cent along the way. You're only going to pay after your education is done and your blockchain certificate is in hand, and you only ever pay if or when you're making $40,000 per year or more. So the payback amount is actually 1.5 times what you finance through the ISA. So that's the only downside, you guys. You do have to pay a little bit more than if you put this on a credit card or you acquire a bank loan or you're paying from your checking or savings account. So if you want to save money, yes, put it on a credit card, pay out of pocket. But here's an example. If you finance $14,000, and I use that term finance very loosely, you guys, because this is not a loan or anything like that. This is, again, a flat sum of money you're paying back. You're paying back 1.5 times whatever it is you're doing the equivalent of financing in terms of your tuition. So if it's $14,000 that you finance through your ISA, you'll pay back $21,000. That's 1.5 times $14,000. So there's no accrued interest. You're not going to have some type of interest rate where you're building some type of interest that you have to pay and it's accruing, building on a monthly basis. This is just one absolute flat sum, and you'll never have to pay more back than that $21,000 if you were to finance $14,000. So here's an example. If you're making $36,000 a year in annual income, you're not going to pay a cent. If you're making $39,999 or less, you will never pay a red cent, not a penny. But once you start making $40,000 a year, for example, you would actually be paying $500 a month. If you're making $100,000 a year, you would be paying $1,250 a month. And the reason for that is that you pay a flat 15% of your monthly income whenever you're making $40,000 a year or more. But again, you guys, this is not an ongoing thing where you're going to be paying that monthly amount forever. It's only until you hit your benchmark. So as in my example above, as soon as you hit $21,000, you're done, you're free, and you won't have to worry about paying us a penny ever again. What if you get laid off? What if you go on disability? What if you get fired? No problem, you guys. You will never pay a single penny those months that you're not working. And maybe best of all is the fact that after 5 years, any balances that you have are forgiven. It doesn't matter how much you've paid or how little. It doesn't matter what your balance is. We will forgive that sum of money that you owe. So it doesn't matter after 5 years where you're at. We're going to wipe the slate clean, and regardless, no matter what, you are never going to pay one more penny after 5 years. This is not like a student loan where you keep paying until it's paid off or you die. After 5 years, no matter anything else, you are done with an ISA. Well, first and foremost, you guys, it actually requires a very low credit score. Surprisingly, right? All you need is a credit score of 550 or better. So credit score of 550 or better. That's all you need. That's considered a poor credit score. And even better than that, you guys, this is a soft pull of your credit. Now, a hard pull of your credit is what you don't want. A hard pull of your credit is like when you go to the bank and you apply for a mortgage, or you apply for an auto loan, or you apply for a credit card online. Anything like that is a hard pull of your credit. Every time you do that, it dings your credit. It reduces your credit score. We don't want a hard pull of your credit. We want a soft pull of your credit, because a soft pull is just a company essentially taking a mile-high look at your overarching credit profile, where they also get to see your score. And you can do a soft pull of your credit 100 times, and it will not impact your credit by even 1/10 of a point. So this is actually a soft pull, which is actually really good for you guys. Now, the other thing is, you can't have more than $40,000 of personal debt. So that does apply to credit cards and any type of non-appreciating debts. So what I mean by non-appreciating is something that's not gaining value. So for example, if you owe $300,000 on your home, that mortgage will not count against you, because that home is considered to be an appreciating asset. It's increasing in value. It's appreciating in value every single year. So that's not going to work against you. But your auto loans, your credit cards, and that sort of thing, personal debt will work against you. So keep that in mind. You can't have any other income sharing agreements as well. I know 99.9% of you will not have entered into any income sharing agreements, but if you have for any reason, you won't be able to do this, because you can only do one ISA at a time. And then you also must take the Wonderlic test and receive a minimum score of 18. And the Wonderlic test, you guys, is super simple. It's just an 8-minute test. It's super short. So you're going to be asked 30 questions in that 8 minutes. All you have to do is get 18 of the 30 right. There are ways to prepare for this online, but most people are passing. We're having 90% pass the very first time. And even if you don't pass the first time, you can actually take a retest. So retests are allowed. And then you must also be a U.S. citizen. So you can live outside the United States, you guys. You can be in Guam or Brazil or Australia or whatever, as long as you've retained your United States citizenship. So aside from that, that is it. Not bad, right, you guys? I mean, this is pretty cool. It doesn't require a lot or have a lot of pre-qualifications to be approved for our ISA. It's that simple. Things to note, some important things you'll want and need to know. Yes, ISA options apply to any and all Kingsland University courses. Whether it's our Zero to Blockchain, whether it's our cybersecurity courses, whether it's our blockchain certificate program, the ISA does apply to all of them. Yes, you can pay part of your tuition with cash or a credit card or out of your savings or however you want to pay it, and then pay the remaining balance through an ISA. There are no prepayment or early payoff penalties, so that's nice. We do have a maximum class size of 50 students, but guys, we only allow 25 of those students to actually be ISA funded. So that's something very important to know. And this is where we're going to start getting into somewhat time-sensitive nature if you're serious about re-careering yourself as soon as possible. So you guys, right now, you can apply for our ISA for free. There's absolutely no charge whatsoever. It's not going to cost you a penny. But this is only for the first 50 applicants. So you guys, if you want to do this ISA and you want to be able to apply for it at absolutely no charge whatsoever, do it right now, because the first 50 people who apply, you're not going to have to pay a dime for the application fee or otherwise. But you guys, after 50 people apply for our ISA, we are going to start charging for this. This is going to be a $97 application fee. And so part of that is because we have costs associated with things like the Wonderlic test. Our November classes, you guys, they are actually completely full now. So we've already had our first 2 ISA slots filled for our January cohorts, our January classes. So only 23 spots now remain for our January 14th start date. So we need you to apply for the January 14th class by November 30th because number 1, it's starting to fill up, you guys. But number 2, we also want you to start your pre-class work. Remember, we're not teaching theory. This is not something we're just teaching the theory and the basis behind it and all that. We are actually teaching you to code. You are going to be on your computer typing lines of code onto your computer screen. This is active work, and we need to get you prepared, especially if you're doing zero to blockchain, brand new, fresh-faced, and green behind the ears as it relates to being a developer. Do this now, you guys. I absolutely guarantee you by the end of November, our January classes are going to be full, and this is an amazing opportunity for people who will get on the inside. And one thing to tell you guys real quick. You guys, I accumulated a list of over 100 people that I've met with over the last 5 weeks or so who want to move forward with our Zero to Blockchain program. But none of them had the funds, none of them had the credit, none of them had the ability to acquire a loan, put it on a credit card, or pay in some other fashion. I guarantee you, the first people who come into this are the ones who are going to guarantee that slot. So I really encourage and urge you guys, if you're serious about this, if you're serious about changing your life, if you're serious about getting to that 6-figure plus income working from home, get on this right now. So if you're interested in our ISA, you guys, and you're interested in re-careering yourself ASAP and starting the January 2020 class or cohort, I would hurry. So you guys, contact me. I'm Scott Hess, and do contact me ASAP if you are interested. So this is my email address. It's just admissions@kingslanduniversity.com. To text message me, write down that telephone number or pause your screen right now. Obviously, area code 785-504-1309. And I will send you an email with a 3-step process where you will first do step number 1, which is just filling out a simple registration form where you're showing your interest in our program. Step 2 is where you actually take the Wonderlic test. So right after I send you the email, I will then send an invitation that's emailed to you. So you'll click the link and then you'll take that Wonderlic test. And then step 3, you'll actually apply for your ISA. You'll fill out your ISA application and you will have the results of that application within 2 to 3 business days. So with that said, you guys, I hope to see you on the inside. I'm excited for you, but the ball's in your court. I would be very appreciative if you could please reach out to me and let me know if you're no longer interested, if you're planning on a later class or cohort date. Please just let me know where we stand so I'm not having to chase you down, because we really do want to follow up with people to make sure that no one is going to miss out on this opportunity, because you guys, we're the only accredited blockchain certificate program in the world. It's pretty amazing. So, like I said, hope to see you on the inside. Please let me know where we stand, and I hope you're well. Thanks so much.